The day of my first cruise in the Compac 16 had finally arrived. On Michigan's Lake St. Clair, I'll be sailing 6.4 nautical miles from the Clinton River boat launch to Fisher Bay, where I'll anchor for the night. When I was a kid in the 70s, I had a love for sailing, but no money for a sailboat. While vacationing in Clearwater, Florida, my dad took me to tour a new sailboat company, Compac Yachts. I even got to meet the owner, Les Hutchins. I was amazed to see the Compac 16s getting laid up in their fiberglass molds. The boat was amazing, but way too expensive for a 14-year-old boy to purchase. Eventually, I saved up my money and purchased a Snark Sunflower for $300, of which my dad paid half. Now, nearly 50 years later, the Compac 16s are still plying the seas and fairly inexpensive online. For little money and a lot of restoration work, I finally realized my dream of cruising in a Compac 16. A light but steady breeze pushed me across the lake, and I was able to get my anchor set well before sunset. Fisher Bay can be very busy with boat traffic during the day, but by the time the sun set, I would be all alone. As the sun sank slowly into the sea, my plan was to enjoy a little sipping whiskey, then climb into the tiny cabin for a good night's sleep. Of course, a sailor's plans are always written in sand at low tide, and Mother Nature would have other plans. Well, I was hoping to hit the hay for the night, but the bugs became unbearable back in Fisher Bay, so I started the motor, and amazingly it did start, and now I'm motoring out into the main lake, and I'm thinking maybe I'll anchor over by Strawberry Island or something like that for the night. But the bugs were so horrendous, and they were descending on the boat, and I could tell by morning it would have been covered like a like a breaded fish or something. But now I'm motoring back out into Lake St. Clair and hoping to find a different place to anchor for the night that will be less bug-filled. I found a spot over by Strawberry Island where the breeze was sufficient to thwart the swarm of midges. I reset the anchor and made another go at retiring for the night. This time I slept like a log. By morning the wind had kicked up the waves and the Compac 16 was getting tossed about like a cork. Luckily I'm not prone to seasickness, and I spent my last few hours of sleep dreaming about being in a rodeo. A perfect breeze carried me back to the Clinton River boat launch. The maiden cruise had been a complete success.